to just have a swig of tea. So good afternoon. It's oh, I don't have my watch on. It's about 1:30 and I've only just picked up the camera for the day. I had a really nice time chatting to my mum and dad just now. Haven't spoken to them both for quite a while, and other than that I've just been asleep in bed. I really seem to need this extra 1.5 to 2 hours sleep in the morning at the moment. I'm not sure if it's my medication or if it's just something I need to do, and thankfully on days when the children are at school I can do it and I don't have to worry about doing it, but it does mean I'm getting started for the day quite a lot later, and I feel like I've got quite a lot to do today. It's the start of the second week of Advent, which means that my craft fair or craft market is happening in 9 days time, which feels quite overwhelming actually, because I don't quite feel as ready for it as I was hoping to be. And also right now I just want to go back to bed. I feel so tired. I'm not quite sure why, because usually my tiredness has a reason. There's usually a reason behind it. I have ME as well as bipolar, in case I haven't mentioned that before. So yeah, I live with chronic fatigue day in day out, which generally at the moment I seem to be able to manage quite well. It's not dominating my daily life as such, because all the things I need to do for it like are part of our daily life anyway. It's sort of become innate. It's become sort of very instinctive for me, the management of it, so I do have to be careful, but generally I'm fairly careful with things now. But yeah, I'm finding the lead up to this craft fair now quite nerve-wracking, and I can't work out whether I should not do it for finish, or whether I should try and overcome the fear. It's sort of difficult to know. I don't really like the feeling of having an obligation to make stuff that I'm not enjoying at the moment. I enjoyed doll making when I was just making them at my own pace and sort of with no pressure, and this feels quite pressurized, which I'm not totally loving. But I guess that's the reality of doing markets as a creator, as a maker, whereas the sort of online model, I tend to just make some things up, and when they're ready I put them for sale, rather than like making loads of stock and then trying to get rid of the stock. So I would lean towards the non-craft market model, I think, is what's more manageable for me. But I just have this curiosity of what would a craft market be like, and I don't know, I've always like imagined what my stall would look like, how I want to set it up and everything. So a big part of me is saying I should still go ahead and do it, even though again I don't even think I'm gonna really sell much, but the point for me is I wanted to have a presence being built up locally, so that people can kind of know if they need a doll for whatever reason they can come to me. So that's really the main reason I want to do it, as well as just scratching this little itch of curiosity, what would it be like. So, but what I wanted to do was to have 6 dolls with clothes ready in stock, and I don't have that. I have 2 that are ready and they don't have any clothes, so I'm not really feeling it at the moment. Just feeling tired, and I was in bed all morning, apart from a phone call with my parents, which was lovely. So I'm getting started quite late in the day, and I generally find this harder this time of day because I feel tired again after lunch. It's yeah, it's a bit tricky, but yes. Well, let's maybe finish my cup of tea and then see what I can get done. The children won't be in until 5, so I've got a little bit extra time today. I've still got to make lunch or tea, still got to make tea, and my brain feels quite tired. let's see where I can get this afternoon. I'll maybe put a nice podcast on and maybe just take the pressure off myself. If I could just get one head made today, excluding the mohair hair, that would be quite good. That would be really good actually. If I, perhaps rather than trying to do two, if I could just do one, break the task down into little manageable pieces, then yeah, I think that I could do. That feels a bit better. Yeah, let's just try and make one. So I'll see where we get to. I'll call in again a bit later. Before I get going again, I just want to show you this little doll. Here was a prototype doll that I had to sacrifice to the testing process, and this little one passed all the tests for flying colours, but she has come out with some injuries. So you can see where she's been burnt, and it's particularly bad on this leg. I had to remove all the fabric here because it was just burnt to a crisp. So this poor little thing, I'm going to mend her. I'm going to replace her leg, patch over this one perhaps, and then knit her some more hair. But it just goes to show the importance of doing testing. So although she caught fire, it was actually her clothes that caught fire. They're made of linen, and that just went up in flames quite quickly. Whereas when I did just a flash test at the start, just on her foot, that was all that happened. I can't seem to zoom in very well on that. I can't seem to focus. Anyway, so poor little dolly. Her hair got completely singed as well, so I took that off because it didn't smell very nice. But yeah, what I'm aiming to do today is I have these two bodies made. That's a body. So it's the same pattern as this little lady. That's a headpiece. And the job for today is to make a sculpted head like her. So yeah, if I can do two, that'd be great, but let's just try and do one, and that'd be pretty good, I think. So, right, I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to get on with it. See you in a while.
This lonely track, all my worries of yesterday, I can't seem to get away. We were golden, turning blue. I thought you could see it too. Through our hands it slipped away. We were never here to stay. We were so wild and free. We were just kids in love. I gave you the best of me, and all I was asking of you was to never break it. Every night I
on 3 o'clock and I've spent the last half an hour doing the heads because I've actually ended up doing the 2. I didn't think I was going to do 2 today, but giving myself the goal of doing 1 made it easier to then continue to make the other one, and I made them both at the same time, so each step I did together. I find that really good to do. So now I've got 2 choices. I can work on the face and embroider the face now, or I can start stuffing the doll and adding the head. But actually I think I find doing the features first is more comfortable for me because it's easier to manipulate the head as I'm going around. So, oops. Yeah, I'm really pleased with myself. It's, as I said, it's now 3:05. Got an hour and a half before I have to pick up my daughter. So yeah, I could probably get 2 faces done and maybe 1 of the body stuffed. But if all else fails, I'll be able to do the body this evening if I'm feeling up to it. Often I'm just going to sleep once the children are asleep, but sometimes I stay up, like last night, and work on other things. So yeah, I'll see you again later, yeah, let's see where I'm up to next time I check in. I have finished, I think, for the day. I've managed to do the embroidery on the 2 dolls' heads, so that's really good. I would have filmed it, but I find the heads with the faces, whether it's for a bear or for a doll, quite stressful. Sometimes it takes 5 attempts, and I didn't really want to record that. But so yeah, they're ready now for me to sew their bodies up and stuff, which I'll probably do tomorrow, and I can start making the crocheted mohair hair. And this is the one we saw earlier on. So she's been modelling for us and for practicing with the to get the features right. And this is another little lad who I made a few weeks ago. Sadly, when I made him and was embroidering the face, I don't know if you can see, I caught the fabric with my embroidery scissors, and although I've patched it up quite well, I think I can't sell him. So that was a bit sad because he was supposed to be, oh, I've gone all blurry. He was supposed to be one for my daughter to sell, sorry, but now he's one for my daughter, or for me. I use him to model the clothes, and you know, my daughter plays with them as well. So I'm gonna call it a day now. It's 3:30 and I just need a little bit of time before the children have to be collected and make our evening meal. So yeah, it's not been quite the Vlogmas I was expecting today, but it's been really good to get ahead a little bit. I've still got loads to do, but I feel a little bit less anxious than earlier on, a little bit less overwhelmed. So, and tonight or tomorrow morning, the first thing I'm going to do is a list of things I need to do, get done, and try and split things up into much more manageable pieces rather than say, today I have to do a doll. You know, I didn't think I would do 2 heads, it just happened that I did, so that was really good. And I think by taking off the pressure of myself, it was easier to do more than I thought I could. So yeah, I should hopefully have them finished by tomorrow, and then it will be on to the last 2 dolls for Thursday or Friday, or start making the clothes so that everyone who's coming to the market has got clothes. But I also need to make an information leaflet for care instructions to go with any of the items I sell. I'd really like to buy some craft paper bags because I'm a bit nervous about what to do if someone does buy something. What do I give them to it in? Do they have a bag? Do I have to wrap it up? Yeah, it's all things that I've never really considered until now. So, and again, it's a bit close to the mark, but I didn't know for definite I was going to do it until a couple of weeks ago, and I wanted to not invest in stuff before I knew I would need it. So yeah, that's Monday. I think we'll leave the filming here, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Take care and have a good evening.